Ave everyone, it's 10:43 on Sunday, June 4th, 2017. And it being Sunday, I am obviously on my way to church. No, not that church. As you can see, it's raining again, and it's a little bit colder than it was yesterday, up in the low 60s though, which is still great weather for me. In fact, this is what I would call almost ideal, especially for a nice little walk along the riverbank. So that was St. Johanneskirche, where they have an English language Sunday service every first Sunday of the month, followed by an hour or two of coffee/tea time, where we just hang out and talk. So I went to that. It was very fun. A lot of nice people there. And it is now 13:02 when I resume my journey. Now, it being 13:02 and the fact that everything closes at 1700 or 1800, I don't really want to pay to get into anything at this point because I'll only have a few hours there. Maybe some of the cheaper stuff, but I think my time will be better spent just kind of walking around and looking at things. I'll probably go into that church that we passed earlier, St. Lawrence, the largest church in Nuremberg, and has some very famous art/architecture in there. But first, I'm going to head, well, let me look at my map. Map says that the first thing that I will go to is Nuremberg Castle up on the hill. If I remember correctly from reading on the internet, it was first built in something like 1015, but a lot of it was destroyed during World War II, though not all of it. But anyway, it does cost money to go inside, a fairly fair sum if it's half as grand as Wartburg Castle, and from the pictures on the internet, it looks to be significantly more so. But as I said, I won't have enough time to properly enjoy it, so I'm just going to wander the grounds, which are free. This is not the castle. This is just the Nuremberg town wall. Nuremberg has the distinction of having one of the best preserved medieval town walls in all of Germany, which is pretty cool. If I'm interpreting what I read on the internet correctly, most of this is still original, miraculously surviving the massive bombings and shellings of the war. Pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. Let's go in and see what Altstadt has to offer. It's only old and medievally are on the outside of the walls. The inside looks more, maybe, I don't know, neo-medieval, I guess? It's going for something old. Not sure what time period. I need to brush up on my continental architecture. One of the many spectacular sights in this city that I am not going to stop and take time to appreciate, the Albrecht Dürer house, the home of Germany's most famous painter. I think this might be the castle? Question mark? We're pretty much at the top of the hill, and there is a large foreboding entrance into which many people go and come. No, apparently that's just a very imposing main entrance exit from the town wall. Further up and further in. Or maybe I should just go back. There's an awful lot of old brickwork in between me and my destination, and besides there was a large group that appeared to be of a tour of some sort going in, and I'd be willing to bet that at some point they're going to be stopping there. Slight correction from before. This castle is first constructed, or rather not this castle, but the one on this site, was first constructed near 1050, though the we see today was mostly constructed in the 14/1500s. According to their website, every legitimate German king and most of the Holy Roman emperors has reigned out of this site since Frederick Barbarossa, the man who united Germany. Naja. A beautiful view, to be sure, and you best believe I was sore tempted to buy myself an audio guide even though I have just barely 2 hours to get through the entire massive complex. I did resist the temptation though. There's still a lot more to see. This is the Pentagonal Tower, the oldest portion of the castle that survived World War II. The stone portions, that is this lower part before the brickwork starts, are thought to have been built around the year 1200. Gotta admire the people who could build such a structure at such a location with the technologies of the time. As much as I'd love to stick around, it's now 15:14, so I need to head down back towards the city and see the other couple things I wanted to see. It's definitely tourist season. Besides myself and the local Germans, I've run into quite a lot of Italians, Russians, and then a few Asians. With the dual spires that seem to dominate the skyline from up top. Not sure which one it is though. So, that's the reconstructed St. Sibold's. He, if you were wondering, seems to be some sort of local Nuremberg saint that was a hermit in a nearby forest. I have not heard of him before, but perhaps people more Catholic than myself have. We're coming up on the Hauptmarkt, or the main market square. I passed through this on my way to church this morning, but I couldn't stop and take pictures. That's what we're going to do now. Starting with this thing. Whatever it is. This might be, if my guess is correct, the beautiful fountain, so-called. Pretty sure I said that was in the main square. If this isn't the beautiful fountain, though.
Was ist jetzt noch was oder Eigenreis?
Ja, du kannst nicht hinter der Taube herrennen, gleich gehst du verloren.
Ja, gick
Da
an.
ist die arme Taube zufrieden, nur die Angst. Wir sind gefällt, Taube. Gut, dass du mir zustimmst.
The church on the left is the Church of Our Lady. Literally just missed it ringing 4 bells. Sorrow. Unfortunately, to take pictures of the interior, you're supposed to make a donation, and I don't have any small coins on me, and I don't think it was quite beautiful enough to spend a $5 on. But it is pretty inside. Not quite as pretty as the last one, but pretty. Ooh, pretty dog. In 1627, we're finally approaching the main attraction. That's a nice little tower on the left. Wait, what? By the by, if I did not mention it earlier, that big circular rose window right there, that is 9 meters in diameter. Let's have a look from inside, shall we? Of course, on Sundays they close at 1600, which means the main thing that I wanted to see, I will not be able to see. There is one other place that I was really excited to see, and that's where I'm headed next. And I checked, this one is open. That would be, and I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing this, but Zum Guildenstern, a historic Nuremberg sausage place that is keeping alive tradition over 700 years old. Yes, you heard me right. This place has been serving sausages more or less for 7 centuries, breaking only for that accursed period of World War II when all the sausage places in the city were destroyed. And there it is. That was a most excellent meal, and very reasonably priced too. Sorry I forgot to film, but if you followed me on Snapchat, then you would have seen pictures, and I'll probably also post some on Facebook too, now that I've got one of those. But it's now 1840, and I'm on my way back to the hostel. Here we have the south side, or rather, the north side of the south wall. Here's the outer face of the south side of the south wall, surrounded by the large defensive ditch. Oh, and look, there's another random large epic building. There's the Hauptbahnhof. 1913, and I'm back in my room. But I'm just gonna take a shower, post some stuff to Facebook, and then get to bed. Nuremberg is certainly an amazing city, and we didn't get to see even a fraction of what it has to offer. Besides the Albrecht Dürer House, or however on earth you say those umlauted vowels, and the Lawrence Cathedral, and all those others, whatever that building is, looks imposing and impressive and historical. And of course, the reason that I've heard of Nuremberg prior to coming to it, all of the National Socialism stuff, the party rally grounds, and the building where the trials were held, as well as the infamous Nuremberg laws. So don't let the bad first impression turn you off. Seriously, once you get on the east side of the Hauptbahnhof, towards where this hostel is, it starts to look like a very, very sketchy town. But aside from this one not so great part of town, it is quite amazing. I highly recommend it, but make sure you allow more time than I tried to cram it into. V out.